Hello and welcome to another episode of Meta Sidekicks. My name is Liv. This is M. Say hi. And we are your sidekicks to all things metaphysical.
Metaphysical?
Now I can't take it out. Why do you do this to me?
Because it's funny.
We are psychic mediums, twin flames, best friends, and we just got done eating lunch. And
it took forever.
Literally, I was like, we're going to order McDonald's. And then we're going to go pick it up. It's only 10 minutes from my house. It'll be 20 minutes tops. We were literally gone for almost an hour because every single route that I took, except for the one that I didn't want to take, was closed for literally no reason besides that the universe was like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, because a weird time thing happened in our last podcast. So we're trying to reroute the time. Fucking tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, that's why it took longer?
Yeah. Ask your spirit guys.
That sounds like a lot of effort. It scares me too.
And you can just believe me.
I'm going to. I'm a believer. Anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Today
we're doing listener stories.
Yeah, we are doing listener stories. Are you doing one first or am I doing one first?
Well, first off, if you don't know what a listener story is, we are psychic mediums and we like to ask you guys for paranormal spiritual stories that if you guys are interested in getting on the next one, we will include the link in the show notes. However, we are choosing from your stories and we're going to read them and we're going to use our medium minds to tell you what actually is happening.
I'm going to use my large brain, not my medium mind.
Wow. I had a patron tell me the medium joke the other day, and he was very disappointed that his joke is not original, considering that it happens every day. She's like, are you sure you're a medium and not a large?
You're an extra small. I'm an extra large right now. I've gained so
You're
much weight
also
with Peapod.
A towel.
I am a towel.
But yeah, I've heard the medium one before.
Yeah. It's one of my mom's favorite ones.
Okay, I have one if you're not ready.
I'm not. I'm posting schmack about you on our Instagram really quick.
Rude. You ready?
Yeah.
You listening?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is called Chaos, as always, lol. It's a combination of so many, so sorry. And it's by Caitlyn W.
Thank you, Caitlyn W. I hope you listen to this. And if you don't, I'll be sad.
Are you ready for story 1?
Yes.
I think there might be 7. So,
of course you picked the longest one.
It's not the longest one. So, around Christmas time, I talked with my sister that could talk to angels and started getting into spiritual stuff with her and my other sister. We're off to a good start. I don't know anyone that can talk to angels except maybe Liv.
I've talked to angels a couple times.
I talked to demons.
Yeah, it's funny that I talk to angels the most of the time and you talk to demons most of the time.
I would like to switch because the demon that's following me around, I hate it.
Honestly, angels are very weird. They're kind of like fairies.
What do you mean?
You know how like people always think fairies are bad, but it's usually just because of the cultural difference. They're like a little weird. They're kind of like, can I put my ketchup on your apple type of thing.
Okay.
Fairies and angels, same. Can I put my ketchup on your apple?
Well,
whereas demons are like, let's go to McDonald's. I'm going to get an extra large milkshake with some fries and dip them in the milkshake. And you're like, that's not weird. But then the angels are like, I'm actually going to sit at the back of the line and eat a keto salad from a different thing that I packed myself.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
No, I feel like demons are more like, let me just trip you so that all of the food hits the ground. And the angels are that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyways, after talking to angels through that same sister, I started to see them as orbs, though. That's interesting. I find it interesting that people can see orbs physically.
They catch them on video all the time.
Yeah, but it's so easy to create orbs. It's so easy to create orbs on camera. All you have to do is put a light into a camera, and it will create an orb.
I feel like most of the times when people think that there's orbs on our investigation videos, it's just dirt particles.
Yeah. The fact that people see orbs physically is interesting to me. But anyways, each archangel has a different color. I've seen 7 of them. I've always found out I can see spirits and I guess demons. I've been told they were demons, but if you see them or get told otherwise, I don't know, lol.
Yeah.
I've had many experiences since finding out that I could see them. I don't get scared anymore, but I do get uncomfortable, but it's become a part of my routine to see them. I know it's hard to believe that we have talked to angels, but they have proved their existence to us by predicting storms that could have hurt us on road trips or knocking over sticky notes that with words to talk to us and many other things. It's really interesting to me, so I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I have. Oh, that wasn't story 1, that was the prelogue.
Yeah.
So, story 1. I wanted to tell you about my first experience seeing demons or entities that are in my house. At the time, my older sister who can talk to the angels was on the phone. The one that can
Casually on the phone.
Yeah. The one that can talk to angels lives in a different state. I live in another, and our other sister that is also a part of the story was in our living room with me. As we were talking, I suddenly stopped and just started, staring at my curtains. And I was looking through them. My peripheral vision saw many, many black orbs all in my living room. On the walls, on the floor, in the corners, on the ceiling, hiding behind couches, on the curtains. So I interrupted and told my sister that I live with about it. My sister on the phone overheard us, and she said she heard Archangel Gabriel confirm they were there and that there were hundreds.
It's like the jellyfish when they take over SpongeBob's house and have a party.
You just said evil jellyfish demons.
You come home and there's a clarinet in the middle of your living room and it's on fire.
And they're dancing around it.
Yeah.
As I continued to look and explain what I saw to my sister who couldn't see what I was experiencing, I stood up and pointed at them to explain where they were. Lol.
And they were like, scatter.
Some ran as I pointed and some just floated there. I wasn't very secretive about it either. I don't know, I was just filled with amazement rather than fear. Same. I would do the same thing. But that changed as I looked down my hallway into the living room and saw a dark hand with claws and clear edges grab onto the wall out from my mom's office. I screamed and looked away. I feel like I was helped to close. I guess my third eye by Gabriel. Interesting. That's the end of the story. But as far as my sister and I can see things. My sister who was in the room with me during the last story can feel them. My third sister who lives in another state can hear them. So we have many stories together.
Okay, so there's 3 sisters, right?
Yeah, 3 sisters, and they all have different abilities, it seems like.
And who's the person that sent this in? Caitlyn?
Yeah.
All right, so Caitlyn has clairvoyance. Her other sister that lives in another state has clairaudience, and the other one has clairsentience.
Okay.
It seems like a
what were they seeing?
The Teenage Witch, movie happening right now. Each one has a different psychic ability.
I bet you have all of the psychic abilities. You just don't know that you're using them.
Yeah. Either way, though, it's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I see little dark things all the time. I don't have an angel to confirm that, though. Casually, just Gabriel on the other side of the phone,
casual,
sitting there in the back of McDonald's eating his kale salad. Yeah, there's demons in your living room.
You're gonna have to do some sweeping,
dude. I'm gonna get smote. But yeah, I feel like you were just perceiving the weird dark things that were in existence. It was like some sort of learning thing for you, I feel like.
But did they close her third eye
to make her stop seeing it?
Yeah.
No, she did.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So
were they haunting her house?
No, I think that there was just weird things that were existing for a second. It was almost like they're not in the same reality as her houses. They're in a different frequency because they're dark things. But for whatever reason, she tapped into that frequency. And it was like, weird. You know?
Sounds good. Got you.
So.
Okay, story number 2.
Caitlin's got all of them.
I was sitting in my living room listening to music and watching the rain because I was bored.
I would like to think that what we were listening to was Kids Bop 2012.
As I was just sitting there, I started to focus my vision to see if I could see anything because I was in the living room and I usually always see something in our living room. I saw a spirit. It wasn't a demon, but it kind of jogged across my vision from left to right. I was very spooked. My heart was beating very much because it wasn't an orb, but a human figure that was pretty tall. I was sitting down, though, so I guess it could look taller than it was. It didn't have feet, it was a blur. It had no hair, no face. It was just a shadowy fog-like figure which ran past the front of me. It was very clear to see, which was why I got so scared. It was pretty cool thinking back to it now.
I think that's just a normal apparition that doesn't have the time or the energy to manifest itself. And was just like, again, you focused your face, your clairvoyance into a certain frequency, and you're just seeing the things that are there. That's why Em and I are like, is everything just haunted?
I don't think they apparated. I think that you just have a hard time seeing details of things. So when you remember, like have memories, you're probably the person that can't necessarily remember faces, but you can remember aspects of a person.
Same.
So that's why you got pieces of an apparition instead of the whole thing. Yeah. Because I don't think someone else sitting in that room would have saw that.
No.
So I think that's just how your gifts are right now.
That makes sense.
Okay, you ready? Story 3.
Yeah.
I was in my room. My sister was in the living room playing games, and the living room is really close to my room. My parents were sleeping, and we were the only ones awake. Suddenly, when I was in my room, I heard on my door 3 loud knocks. It sounded like when police knock on a door, but these were on my bedroom door. I was startled because I thought it was my sister. I yelled, "What?" And then I heard someone walking into my room. My room is a slit of 2 rooms. They both are mine because my sister, the one in another state, generously let me have it because my last room was a hallway to my parents' room with no privacy. So when I heard the footsteps, I thought someone had walked in and was on the other side of my room. Then my sister rushed into my room and was terrified, and she said, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yes, are you playing a prank on me?" Because she has pranked me so many times. So much so that she has made me cry before in one of our old houses. Anyways.
My brother used to try and, no, I'm not even going to get into it. Never mind.
Okay. Anyways. She was like, "No, I promise. Feel my heartbeat." She had also heard the loud bang on my door. Like I said, my room is really close to the living room. It's not in a hallway. It's just close by. I don't know how to better explain it, but from where my sister was, she could see the door to my room, and when she heard the bangs, too, it was pretty much right in front of her. But there was nothing that she could see that would have caused the 3 loud knocks in front of my door. She was scared. What knocked on their door? Is their house haunted? That seems like poltergeisty activity.
Yeah, it seems like poltergeisty things to me.
Is it a dude?
I think there's a dude in the house that's explaining it to you. Maybe. I don't know. I see it as energy. I don't necessarily see it as a physical thing that has sentience.
Well, I see it as a memory, like a residual thing. Like they were trying to get into the door.
Oh, like, okay. That would make sense why I see it as energy then. Because if it's just residual energy from somebody that actually knocked on the door.
Because they make me feel like that's why all the dark things are there too. Because whoever lived there before had a lot of darkness to them, but I don't know.
They put a lot of energy into the house.
Yeah. Because I can hear the bangs, and it sounds like angry, like someone's trying to get into the room.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That's like when I used to be sitting downstairs, and I would hear bangs upstairs. And one of the doors is broken upstairs in my house, so.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that anymore, though.
So. Story number 4. Promise you, there are 7. Okay. Story number 4. So ever since the things found out I could see angels, I always see them in my room, like always. Especially when I was asleep. I would open my eyes in my room and see a person at the foot of my bed and something peeking around the wall separating the 2 rooms, making up my big room. Other times I'd see something on the ceiling or orbs buzzing around the ceiling above my bed as I slept. I have even heard things in my sister's voice call out to me, or something trying to talk to me. However, I also see angels in my room, and I see them as orbs. But I do sometimes see them in a human figure form. They're very tall, like 8 feet tall. I used to always see the Archangel called Uriel.
I've talked to Uriel.
Really?
Yeah.
In his color, which is red. He has other names too, but most recently I've seen Zechariel. I don't know who that is. But I figured out that L means angel. You're welcome. The color is violet, purple, and Josephel. Their color is orange. Occasionally I see Michael. He's blue, and Gabriel, he's green. But I don't see him as much as the others. I've never seen Uriel anymore, though. You want to talk about Uriel?
Yeah, I was doing a reading for one of our sidekicks, clients, whatever. Not to say whatever in a mean way, but I like to call you guys sidekicks. But anyways, they were telling me about this angel that they pray to, and he literally showed me the Little Mermaid. And I was like, does their name sound like Ariel?
Oh, that's what you mean.
And they were like flabbergasted. And they're like, yeah, it's actually like Uriel. And I was like, well, that's cool. And I guess Uriel, if I'm saying their name right, I apologize, deals with knowledge and understanding. But like, you know how monks like transcribed a whole bunch of things so that people wouldn't like forget about them? He deals with like that type of stuff, like knowledge and books and understanding and history and stuff. That's what he told me. He's very nice. He's very easy to talk to.
He's very like masculine presenting.
Yeah, but he's also very like quiet and respectful.
He just doesn't need to. He can explain things simply.
Yeah,
That's
I like him a lot.
As quiet.
It's really cute. But anyways, he stepped forward because one of our sidekicks was praying to them and hoping that they would help. And he was like, I got you, boo.
Okay, story number 5. One time when I got out of the shower, my mirrors that were fogged up had a handprint on one of them. I freaked out and wiped them off and ran to my sister to see if it was pranking me. She swore she never went into my room, and my parents weren't home. They were at work.
Yeah, but if someone else put their hand on the window, like if your parents went in there or something.
Dude, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lick it. No, wait. I think you can do it with shaving cream.
You don't even have to lick your hand, just the oils from your hand.
No, listen. Okay.
Red rum, red rum.
Listen. I don't. Okay. I think this works, but if you have shaving cream and you put it on a mirror, then it won't fog up. But if I do it on my handprint and then put it on the mirror and then you take a shower, then you'll think that I go in there and put my hand on there, but I actually did it like 3 days ago with the shaving cream.
Sounds accurate. Well, I know if you put your hand on like a window or something though, and then like heavily breathe on it, you'll see the hand on it. So if someone touched the mirror.
Yeah, but I don't think that happens with mirrors, with shower.
I will go do it right now. I feel like it does.
Well, I wipe the mirror off, but when I do that, it continues to fog up.
When I wipe the mirror off, I only do it in a whip, and then I nay wipe it off.
Oh my God. Story number 6. Another short story in one time. When I was trying to sleep, I heard a deep voice say something. I don't remember what it said, but it was clear as day, and it was in my head because when you hear something, you can feel it in your ears. I do that, but I have clairsentience, so I can feel when spirits talk in my ears too. Everything's fine. From how loud this was, I should have felt it. I got scared and was trying to comfort myself and was like, calm down. It was just in your head. And then I heard the voice again, but this time it sounded mean. A voice that kind of sounded offended, like, no, it's not. Its tone was like, duh. No, I'm not scary, stupid. Like, it was judging me and freaking out and started telling me, Caitlyn, don't believe it's there so you don't manifest anything. And the bitch started laughing at me. This was all going on in my head.
Sounds like a spirit guide interaction with random old dude soul who may or may not be associated to your house directly.
Got you. I was like, okay. Okay. You got anything else for that one?
I don't think so. Because when I give readings to people, sometimes dark things that it just exist, like the weird things that were in your house spontaneously, like the jellyfish, like to mess with what I'm seeing. And my spirit guides will be like, you know, it's just a fib. So same conversation, different context.
Okay. Last story, number 7. I've had some pretty weird dreams, but after getting tired of seeing and hearing things, I started asking the angels to kick things out of my room before I slept. Now I don't see anything anymore. It's so peaceful. I feel like this is what my mom feels like, being able to get the house to themselves. But in my case, it was feeling safe in my room while I slept.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's like when Emily and I went to Nevada and this weird dark thing guy was like in our room when I was about to go to bed. And I just remember looking at him and being like, this is not happening. Have a nice day. And I rolled over and went to sleep. It was not there in the morning.
Naturally.
I was like, I don't have time for this. It's probably about 5 a.m. We have to wake up in a couple hours and do another ghost investigation. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read 2.
Okay.
They're short ones, but they're good ones. All right, so this one is from Annette W. Thank you, Annette W., for your submission. They say, for the past 6 months, I have been working at an animal shelter for dogs and cats. Sometimes we have newborn kittens brought into the shelter or pregnant cat mamas come too. Sadly, not all the kittens make it. This spring, I noticed I would feel a cat rub up against me or swat at my leg. However, I would look around, but no cat would be there. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I would see a cat appear, but as soon as I blinked, it would be gone. Finally, I started putting the pieces together and figured out that I would only perceive this ghostly feline about 2 days before any kittens would pass. Since then, I've been calling this our shelter's kitten spirit guide because they must be the spirit here to guide the kittens to the other side. We also have this door that everyone walks through and forgets what they're doing, and I even do it too. And I think this may be the portal that the kitten spirit guide travels through. What do you guys think?
What do you see?
I feel like the cat does take the kittens to heaven, because every time I talk to souls, there is always a soul that comes and brings the other one to heaven, which is really fucking cute.
Do you feel like it's a feral mom cat that died giving birth?
Possibly. I see her as a calico.
Yeah.
And she's chubby. But she's adorable.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know, that was just oddly specific that they told me that she had kittens when she was alive, but she died giving birth to kittens, but she was a street cat,
which is tragically adorable.
Yeah,
that's why she does that now. Yeah, it makes me so happy. I literally almost cried reading this. I was like, why is it so cute? But I also feel like the portal in the door is there. I don't know if the cat okay, I feel like the cat does use it, but that's secondary, not the reason the portal's there. I think the portal is there in the doorway because there's just a lot of energy at the shelter. And it's necessary for more than one thing. But I definitely see it as a vertical upright portal, so it's things in which our plane of existence can travel through.
It's a very simple thing, though.
Yeah.
So
there's a man that explains it to me.
He's like, it's a one place to another place.
Yes.
It's not a pick your destination portal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. I had it, now I can't find it. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with this one because it's a mind fuck. This is from Song T, and it's titled, So What? I Don't Know, which I also thought was funny. And so Song says, my father and I made a deal when I was young, around 8 years old. Whoever dies first will give the other a sign that life after death exists. He moved across the country. I grew up. I visited him once when I was 18, which was in 1991. We were talking about music and musicians, and he stopped and told me that Michael Hedges had died in a car crash on a curvy California road. Mind you, we had this conversation in 1991. Then, in 1998, 7 years later, my father passed. Just recently, I looked up Michael Hedges and read that he indeed died on a curvy California road, but in the year 2000. I can't wrap my brain around it. My father never came to me as a ghost, but maybe this strange parallel world, alternate reality, weird thingamajig was his way of telling me that we have life after death. What do you think?
So wait, what happened?
Okay. So Song says that when he was 8 years old.
Well, I got that. You don't have to read the story again. What is the sign?
The sign is that in 1991, they had a conversation, they and their father, that their dad said Michael Hedges, who's a singer, dies in a car crash, or died, like past tense, died in a car crash on a curvy California road.
Okay.
That was in 1991.
Yeah.
7 years later, Song's father passed.
And then the other dude passes.
But not until the year 2000.
Yeah, okay. I just needed the order of events. Yeah, because at the beginning I was going to be like, well, he could give you a sign before that.
Well, I think it's funny because, I mean, I don't mean to say...
technically you're already dead, even if you're living here.
Correct.
So you would be able to give someone a sign before you died.
Can you explain that to Song one more time in case they're not listening or didn't?
Well, time is like a river or a stream. It's already laid out. So the present really isn't the present. It's just a time. So technically, your existence has happened, is not happening, and is about to happen. So technically, you are living in the present, but you have already passed in the future. And that's already laid out and already happened. So technically, us as psychic mediums could talk to your past life self as you living right now.
Yes.
So technically, he could give you a sign with him still being alive.
So you say that your dad, Song, hasn't come to talk to you as a ghost. He talked to you as a ghost, but while he was living. And I think it's the most, like, creative...
Fucking proof.
Like
proof
this...
of a lot of things.
We would just like to solidify and say that, yes, this is your father. That was your sign. And your dad has a fucking great sense of humor.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you know what's even better than the fact that we believe that the afterlife exists? We could believe it exists now, since I'm already dead and not dead and not existing all at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm sorry for your loss, Song, but your father really does have a great sense of humor, and the fact that he gave you that sign is beautiful. And the fact that he made you look up what he said randomly one day, that was not you, that was him. So that's also your second sign that he visited you as a ghost.
He's manipulating the situation.
So thank you, Song T, for your lovely story. Did you guys like your listener stories? We're going to have another one for you soon. It's a good time. If you would like to submit your own listener story to be featured on a future podcast or video, you can go to the show notes and hit the extras tab where you can submit your own spoopy story. It'd be a great time. If you could leave us a like or a review on Spotify, rate us, or talk about how cool we are on Apple Podcasts, that really helps us out a lot.
Tell us a dad joke.
Tell us a dad joke, too. Because you guys are being wonderful on rating Apple Podcasts, but not so cool on leaving dad jokes. We've gone through all of them. You got one?
Did you know Napoleon died by hand of grenade? Sorry, that one's probably inappropriate.
I don't get it.
Because I didn't read all of it to you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to find one that's appropriate.
Do you know what's funnier than 24? Your mom's so fat, she's a ley line.
You want to know where the best dad jokes are found?
Yes.
In a database.
Jesus! I hate you.
You're welcome. Perks of Brandy.
God darn it. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Until next time, we are your meta psychics. Wow.
Do you have a demon that follows you around, or is it just angels?
I'm sure there's got to be one there, just for funsies.